One. All right, folks. I am really excited today to have Sheila Agnew McCoy, who is going to help us understand some principles in living a purposeful, healthy life, and how it's never too late that we can reinvent or rearrange what's going on in our life at any stage, any age, any ability, any life experience. Sheila, I am so excited to have you today and dive into this very important topic. But before we do that, let's get to know you a little bit better. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, my background is basically I was raised in Chicago and educated all my life in Chicago, but I have always had this thing where I was just spontaneous and just like to really get out and do things. And that really transformed as a young teenager. My mom coming home and I had painted black stripes all on my bedroom wall. So that really transformed into my adulthood. And I just kind of think that you should look at all angles of your life. You just shouldn't be in one spot. So what I did is I became an entrepreneur after 10 years in corporate, and I did event planning and event decorating and all of that until I got burned out. I got burned out, and then I started doing women's programs. And I found out that there was a need for uh, inspiration and encouragement and building confidence for older women just from doing women's program and listening to what the women were saying. And at one point, I said, you know what? That's really what I always have wanted to do. I believe you said you started at 40, maybe doing some things. Around that time, I started thinking about aging. And what encouraged me was menopause. I read about menopause and I said, that is scary. What can I do to stop that? And so I just started doing women's programs. I wrote a book about encouraging women over 40, a little small book in the early 2000s. And it just parlayed into something that really became passionate for me. I became passionate about it. So I just started working out. One day I started about 40, I started working out. I think I gained a few pounds just from my business, just working all the time. And it started to feel good to me. And not only did it start to feel good to me, people started saying, wow, you're looking good. So that made me feel good. So fast forward, I've really since 1999 and fast forward at the age of 65, I was encouraged to be a personal trainer from one of the trainers at the gym because I always go to a gym wherever I'm at. If I'm out of town, whatever, I always go to a gym. So this trainer, young trainer, came up. He said, you know what? You should be a senior fitness specialist. I'm like, really? He said, yeah. He said, I've been watching you and other women are watching you and you should do that. And I'm like, well, okay, maybe I should. It fit into my lifestyle of what I was doing. I just worked a program for doing workshops for women over 40. And I had my book I had written a few years before that. And I just got certified. And I'm 74 now. And at 65, I became a personal trainer based on something that I was passionate about. So that shows you that think about what you're passionate about, think about what you really like, and think about how you could use that as you grow older and to be on your health and fitness journey.
I love it. I remember when I first entered this world of senior living, I went out and I interviewed a lot of older adults on what should young people think about, for their future. And the first couple that I bumped into was in the senior center, and I thought they were participants at the senior center, but
Mhm.
actually they loved square dancing their entire life. And now they taught square dancing lessons at the senior
Right.
center. And
Yeah.
so they turned this healthy interest into something that was a vocation. And that was their advice to me. Find something that you love and
Hmm.
it could potentially be your vocation later on, and it's a win-win all around.
Right.
So wow, this is fascinating. So now, prior to you doing the prior to you working out, had you worked out much? Were you athletic as a young person, or was in your 40s the first time that you were really sort of experiencing health and fitness?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the first time it became something that, meant a lot to me. I, people ask me, well, were you an athlete in school? I'm like, the only thing I liked about athletes in school was the sports team, the men's sports team. I liked going to gym past the, I like to pass by the boys' locker room and go in the gym. But I actually was not athletic in school. But once I started riding my bike, it became a passion for me. I lived under Chicago, close to the lakefront, started riding my bike. So that was just fun. But then after I gained a few pounds, it became like, okay, what can I do? So I came up with my own strategy and I just started walking, and the walking led to I got a personal trainer myself at one time. And when I left town, I wanted to go to a gym and not be looking stupid in the gym. So I said, I get this personal trainer. So it actually started, I would say, consciously in my 40, 39, 40.
Which is a great thing and I know that this is one of the things that you were trying to promote is that it's never too late to start. I mean, here you are getting into exercising in your 40s, but then becoming for the first time a personal trainer in the 50s, and now you're in your 70s and you're a well-regarded national expert on senior health and fitness. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so, so,
I have this
um,
thing. I said that I have this thing. It's like as long as the wheel keeps turning, keep going. Don't stop the wheel. You don't have to. You could keep going.
yeah.
You might have to
Um,
slow down. Hmm.
Now, what and folks, you can go to SheilaAgnew.com and learn more about Sheila. I'll put the links in below. But you've got this smart path to fitness for active adults that you promote that makes it easy for people to get out there because it's hard if you've never been to a gym, if you've never exercised, if you've got health problems. There's too many excuses out there, right? For
Right.
for
Yeah.
reasons why people
Hmm.
can't do it, and you help motivate folks to take that first step.
Brown, one of my certifications is corrective exercises, and that corrects the imbalance in the body after injury or even surgery or disease or anything. And one of the things I tell people, because I'm actually a 9-year breast cancer survivor, and
Wow.
I right now during the month of October, I'm actually doing exercises to regain your range of motion after surgery or really sometimes during your treatment. So it's important that you understand that a disease does not have to stop you, an injury does not have to stop you. You just have to get the correct, and I encourage people to, if they have injuries, to get physical therapy and make sure that you continue with the program because it's really no reason. I understand that people have different disabilities and everything, and you could sit in a chair. I try to do modifications when I do exercises so it could be for everyone. So you could get something. You see people in wheelchairs. We have my mom, 96 years old. We have her walking with her walker down the street. It's important that you change your thinking. We call it mindful fitness. You change the way you think about yourself, and you change the way when you look in the mirror. See a better person, even if that's you. What do you want to do? What do you want to look like? You don't have to hide yourself. You could be proud of whatever size, whatever age you are.
All right. Now, I'm glad you brought up your mom because a lot of the members of our positive aging community,
Hmm.
caregivers, and before we turned on the mic, I was like, "Where are you, Sheila?" And you had mentioned that you're in Chicago helping take care of your mom. Exercise is just such a healthy, positive aspect to all of our lives, but especially if we're, going through the
Right.
stressful journey of
Mhm.
being a caregiver. Um,
Mhm.
I'd love to get some of your insights on that, but could you share with us a little bit about your caregiving journey, and some of the support that you're providing to your mom?
Well, my journey started, well, I've had a caregiver journey before, but in recent with my dad, but with my mom, it really started kicking in about 2 years ago. And where we saw, wait a minute, mama needs a little help here, And I started taking over right away because my mom had some surgery. And I started taking over, not just to take over, but because I said, well, she's not going to be able to pay her bills or this or that. So I started jumping into motion. And my mom at the time was 94. She's 96 now. And what happened is I go backwards and forth. I had two sisters that we were trading off, really me and another sister trading off. The other one kind of came in sometime. But so we both live out of town. So we both trade off. But it's gotten to the point where I'm the team now because people are burned out. And that's the key word right there. You could get burned out as a caregiver. And I know people watching this, so many of you have been through that and you know that. But one of the things that I tell people, sometimes you may just have to go outside the door and walk around the corner or just start breathing, take breaths because it can get, especially if you're dealing with a person who has a mental and a physical disability, because you got two things you're working with there. But it's so imperative that you get out and, like I said, do something that you enjoy. If you're not mobile, then perhaps you can go out on the porch or read a book or join a group that you all can do online. So it's so many things you could do. But I myself get burned out. And I was telling you yesterday, I was like feeling, just about to explode. And so I said, I looked on my list. I actually joined that's another thing. If you have insurance with silver sneakers, and all those things, use that. I just called the community center, and I asked them, did they take? I think I have one pass now. I asked them, did they take it? They said, sure, come on in. I'm thinking because I'm out of town, they wouldn't take it. And so I've been going there, and I went to yoga last night, and I felt great when I got back. So don't think you have to sit there. And even if you by yourself, you're doing it by yourself. Don't think you have to sit there, make an effort to, like I said, join a group. I have a group on Facebook called Lifestyle Fitness for Active Adults. Well, you can come on there. I basically do exercises. I do some quick meal kind of preps and all those kind of things. So there's a lot of things that you could do and be motivated. Okay.
Man, yeah, and what you were saying as well is that sometimes what I've found is caregivers, you can include the person that you're caring for, even if they're in a wheelchair, they have a mobility problem. There are, YouTube videos, there's all kinds of fitness activities where it's like, hey, mom, let's do some exercise together. And include them in that. A lot of times we think of our loved ones who we're taking care of as potentially not being able to do some things, but just including them can change
Can change. Yes.
their point of view as well.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, and another thing, start playing games with them, like bingo and, if they're older, the old games that they would play, start playing checkers and bingo and, tit-tat-toe. That really helps to stimulate the mind as well. And it helps you, and you're laughing and you're talking, so it helps you as well.
Man, that's great. And yeah, I highly recommend that folks, if you're on Medicare, there are sneakers. I think there's some other programs depending
Yeah.
on the
One
programs, but
pass is
you can get
one. Yeah, they have a couple. Yeah. So
you
make
can get
sure.
access to all these gyms. No,
Yeah, make sure that you check and see if your insurance carries that. And most of the local gyms accept those programs because they get paid for it. So if
yeah,
they accept those programs, the gym that I was at accept the programs as well.
yeah, no, absolutely. Um, Wow. Okay, man, this has been an amazing discussion where I'm in awe of you. I mean, you really I love talking to folks that are as inspirational as you are. Um, is there anything that we haven't covered that you'd like to share with our community uh, that we haven't talked about today?
I want to share that we should have a life balance. And we could start at any age having a life balance. And life balance is what not just balance like you work out, because we know that that's one of my favorite classes is balance classes. So we know we need to learn that so that we can not fall. And if we fall, but I'm talking about total what you eat, what you drink, the things that you do, the life balance, things that really kind of put you in a position to really, if you fall, you could get up. You have that other thing to help you up. So you just want to do full spectrum, mind, body, and soul. So think about having a life balance.
I love it. Um, Sheila, this has been an amazing conversation. I hope that our community members go to SheilaAgnew.com and visit your website and get engaged with your community. You're a great inspiration, and I wish you lots of continued healthy years of inspiring others.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And the same to you. I thought you would be like 100 years old. You look good because you've
Thank
done
you.
so much for the aging community. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. I love it. All right.